Y'all doing today? Content analysis 2750. My puppy dog is my profile picture. I want to thank everybody who's been subscribing to my channel, who's been watching my videos, and who's been commenting. The comments help me a lot to see things from different views, from different perspectives, because sometimes we need that. Iron sharpens iron. Today we're going to talk about Snitch Nation. Snitch Nation. And why we're going to talk about this is because this, to catch a rat, to trap a snitch, to bag a mouse, this is like ridiculous. I've never seen so many people who talk about how street they are, how gangster they are, who say that they set is sound, worry about a snitch somewhere that they'll never see him, somewhere way outside of their immediate circle. A snitch is only bad if he can affect you and your circle. If I'm in New York, if somebody's snitching on the whole LA, that got nothing to do with me here in New York. I am not going to LA to try to get this snitch that's snitching on them people in LA because I'm a gangster, because I'm a street nigga. That's an LA issue. And when it comes to LA, if they got a lot of gangs in LA, if the Bloods, whichever set, they got so many subsets, but if the Bloods got somebody ratting inside of their set, the Latin Kings don't give a fuck about that. Excuse my language, but the Latin Kings don't care nothing about that. They don't care nothing about that until they see that rat in their territory. Once they see that rat in their territory, they know he's a rat, so they probably think he's out there scouting and trying to find out information, so they're going to be done. They're not going to go look for that snitch that's inside the Blood set, that's snitching on the Bloods. That's dumb. That's dumb. And for everybody out there who keeps talking about who's snitching and who's a rat and who's this, and you'll never meet them in person, and you'll never have them around there. You're an idiot. You dumb. You can't think past outside your door. Once you could think to walk to the door. Once you go and close that door, you're not thinking no more. You're just walking. And you need somebody to think for you. But even you, who can't think, gonna think. If I can put that gun in your hand and say he's a rat, bro, go shoot him one upside his head. The first thing, yo, bro, like, yo, bro, he ain't snitch on me. He ain't snitch on nobody I know. Like, I don't got no problem with him, man. That's, yo, bro, like, nah, man, nah. Because you got a lot of people that ain't even did no time, ain't been down with no groups, ain't did no crime, out here talking about what street niggas or gangsters should do with snitches. This is Snitch Nation. Everybody's snitching. Everybody's snitching. I'm a 6-time felon, and I cannot carry weapons. But if I have to carry a weapon, I carry a weapon. And I'm not letting nobody know I got that weapon on me. What kind of weapon? Where I got nothing. None of that. Because everybody's snitching today to save themselves. And ain't nobody snitching more than these people who talk about it so much on YouTube. These people who talking about their music manager, they're snitching faster than anybody else. Because they don't want to go to prison. Lose all that money they're getting. You hear them talking on YouTube, man. Bet 50,000. Bet I get $1 million a month. Yeah, so you get $1 million a month. So you gonna go outside and you gonna go go kill a rat, go trap and maim a mouse. That they gonna tell on you if they live. They're gonna tell on you. They're gonna tell on you, and you're gonna risk your $1 million a month to go get them. So you think you're smart enough, you're brilliant enough, you have so much charisma, you can incite someone else to go do something that you yourself wouldn't do. I learned that a long time ago. When I was down with drug gangs, I was security, and I used to put in a lot of work. And then there came a time where I told the boss, I said, look, man, the nigga dude right outside, man. He right outside, bro. You got a gun, I got a gun. You the boss. They keep disrespecting you, man. You go smack him with the gun. Smack him in his face with the gun. And I'm going to shoot him in his legs. I'm taking a shot. You're going to smack him with the gun. I'm out. He wouldn't do it. So I realized that I'm not going out there and do no crazy shooting because no boss told me to do it who isn't going to do the shooting himself. And this same boss had a gun. And I told him, yo, the people that did that, man, came to his house. I see people scheming. I said, yo, them people scheming right there, man. Breathe easy, bro. Breathe easy. Stay alert, man. And the people ran down on him, you know, one weekend. And he took his pregnant girl and threw her in front of him. And they shot, bah, bah, bah. She picked up 2 bullets and he dropped her hard and left her. The boss. They called me Unc before they called me anything else. And I'll tell you the truth about some street mentality and some fake street dudes. Let me show you something. I always start my videos with a good quote. Something that you could think about. Because I don't want to act like I got all the answers. Somebody got the answers. They said for everything you want to do and everything you want to learn, somebody did it before and they wrote it down. You have to find it. If you're not reading, God bless your dumb ass. If you are depending on all your information without researching it, listening to some of these fools on YouTube, you are a lost cause. And you know what's going to happen to all of the stuff that you try to stand on. It's going to come to light that you're faking it. If you look at my last video, I put a quote up at the end. It said the worst crime is to fake it. Be yourself, man. Don't follow behind no idiots, because you following behind idiots. And I'm going to show you. You're following behind weak people who want to fake like they're strong and want to fake like they all follow by these street codes and all of this other nonsense. And they really not. They're not about it. They really not about it. They talk about it. And they're in a good position because they could talk about it in their living room, laying down with their ass in the air. Just talking. They're not outside. And all them people talking about be outside, I'm eating in a restaurant. No, outside mean you on the block with the thugs. You on the block with the criminals. That's when you outside. Take a video you standing on a block, busy doing nothing, waiting for a sale to come through, waiting for an op to come through. That's when you outside. You're not outside going shopping. Yo, I'm in LA Mall. I'm outside. You're not outside. You're going shopping. You're outside when you're standing on that hot block. When you know people could come through shooting. Well, if somebody's going to come to you and say, you got something, you're going to say, nah. The homie got it over there, bro. Yo. That's when you outside. You're not outside just walking through, bro. You're going to the store. You're waiting for a cab. Oh, I'm outside. You're waiting for a cab or Uber to pull up. You're not outside, bro. You outside when you staying outside with those guys who got to be outside, who make their living outside. But let's deal with this quote right here so we can get into our video here. Snitch Nation. Now, this quote says, and it's going to be a double quote because at the end I'm going to give you another quote. There's nothing worth to die for in modern wars. See, a lot of people go with that 48 hours of power. Me, I think I read the foreword of the book. You know, I breezed through it. And once I seen 50 Cent in it, I really put it down. I seen things in there That they didn't want to get plagiarism, so they reworded it, but I knew where they came from because I read better books. A lot of that comes from written books about war. So if you read a lot of war tactics and stuff like that, you'll see a lot of things that were recreated for the 48 laws of power. Okay, so now this quote says, "There's nothing worth to die for in modern wars." And when we look at modern wars, take that modern wars out and say, in your gang, in your group, in your circle, it's everything to die for in your family. Family is everything. In your social network, those are the terms you use instead of modern wars, because this is about war. And a lot of people take the war books, and if you take the war book, you can more or less use it in subdue your community, repress your community, uplift your community. You can do a lot of things, rile up your community, art of persuasion and all these other things. These are the books you have to read. You have to read, though. If you're not reading, you're dumb. And a lot of these people dropped out of school and they on here telling you what's the right thing to do in some situations. And if you follow behind them, I'm going to show you. You'll be by yourself, with yourself, either daggone in a casket with your family or whoever carrying you, them 6 pallbearer people, or sitting in your jail, making new friends that you could utilize to help you get through that time you're doing. Because you're not walking through that jail shit alone unless you just put yourself on PC. Stay in your cell 23 hours a day and come out 1 hour. So it says there's nothing worth to die for in modern wars. Soldiers die for politicians and their desire to get rich. Let's take them politicians out. Because if you're in a gang, you're still a soldier. Then you got your lieutenant, you got this. You got your stars and all that. Your 1 star, your 2 star, your 3 star, your 4 star, your 5 star. You know what I mean? Your GF, you know what I mean? You got all of this. You got all of these stuff, that makes it soldier-like, like war-like. You understand what I'm saying? So you take out that politicians and put soldiers die for gang leaders, manipulators, community leaders, and their desire to get richer. Their desire to get richer. I want you to remember that what I said right there. Soldiers die. Let me write that down so I don't have to come back to this. Soldiers die for. I ain't playing with this, man. Soldiers die for politicians, but we're going to put leaders, gang leaders, group leaders, and their desire to get richer. Not your desire to get richer. Not your desire to get richer. And I'm going to show you not your desire to get richer. Their desire to get richer. And they don't care nothing about you. And you can follow all the protocol and follow the leader and do what they say do and find yourself by yourself, sitting alone in that cell, wondering what you did wrong, angry at yourself and the world. Because everything you did was for the leader to get rich. Nothing you did was for your individual self to get rich and bring the forces along with you to help you. Because I'm going to have to use this again, so I'm going to write this down, man. None of my videos is ever going to be like, what they call it, edited. Man, it is what it is, man. I got other things to do. Okay, now this is an important one. This is the most important quote that goes with this. Refusing to fight for what someone thinks Refusing to fight for what someone thinks is right. I gotta write that one down too, because I'm gonna have to come back to it to show you how it fit in. I'm gonna have to, because I don't want to, if you look at some of my videos, I keep coming back to it. I don't want to do that in this video. I want to just and I search out these quotes before I do my video, so it's something I'm reflecting on too. So it's not something that I studied and all this. I incorporated and I learned at the same time. I don't want to bring up the quotes that I learned in life that kept me going and kept me strong during all my periods of incarceration and all that, because I did close to 25 years. On the installment plan. Jail was good. I did good in jail. I've survived when nobody else was there. Extortions, robberies. I did all of that in jail. I really did. And I survived. And, I got stabbed up. I got beat up. I went through a lot. You know, I didn't take a lot of losses, but I took a few, though. I took a few. But I didn't take a lot. So that's what kept me going back. See, because when you go back to jail and it's easy and you fit in, you're going to keep going back. You're not going to care about the judge. You're not going to care. You're going to come out here. You're going to do what you got to do. And if you get locked up, hey, you get locked up. You're going to go back. You're going to have fun. Because a lot of times when you go to jail, you see the same people. You don't see a lot of new people. You in a mess all day, man. You back, yo, where you at? You come to the yard and see me. I'll be there. I need a gun. I need a gun. And as you get caught with that in jail, that's another charge. And then what charge, what you gonna risk? You know? So refusing to fight for what someone thinks is right. That's right. That's right for you refuse to fight for what someone thinks. Is it an act of cowardice? It is not an act. We're going to come to this a lot in this video. In the beginning, after, I'm just going to show you something, but we're going to come to this a lot because I'm going to make my point and bring my point home and show you. So it says, refusing to fight for what someone thinks is right isn't an act of cowardice. You're not a coward because you refuse to fight for what someone thinks. If man, yo, bro, we gotta go on this hood ride, man. Go put in this work. What happened, bro? I think we're not going with that, bro. What happened? Yeah, well, such and such went to my mother's house and I learned a long time ago, man. You shoot the first bullet and I'm gonna shoot some. You grab him and snatch him and I'm gonna come behind you. Now, if I come into the situation and he got 4 people already, I gotta come in with you blazing with you. You gotta pull that thing out and I'm gonna pull out behind you. I'm not gonna jackpot myself for you because remember, soldiers die for leaders, friends, girls, and their desire to get richer. And we could take rich out of it. We say they desire to survive in life because they have the problem. So we're going to go back, refusing to fight for what someone thinks is right isn't an act of coward. It's the realization that wars are pointless because sometimes those fights are real pointless. Sometimes those fights take a lot of people down for nothing. A dude said, suck his DM, you know what I mean? Because the dude said, your mama's a bitch. Because the dude said, he gonna slap your daughter. You're gonna go and get the rest of your life in jail. And you're gonna sit down and say, damn, he didn't even whip it out. He didn't even smack my daughter. I know my mom's ain't no. But you reacted so fast. It was pointless. But nobody could say what is and what isn't pointless to you. You have to think that through, and you have to deal with it. Now let's go into our video. Content analysis 2750. My puppy dog is my profile picture because I love dogs. My dog is more loyal to me, more loving to me than any human being. I say any human being. My dog get mad 1 minute and the next minute he licking and loving me. My chick get mad, she wanna be mad for days. I gotta get her the fuck from around me. My homie get mad, I gotta punch him in his face or he gotta punch me in my face. And then our friendship is over. I bust my dog upside the head, he go run in the corner, he mad. He come right back a couple of hours later, hug me and love me and what I. My puppy dog is my profile picture. Cause that's my bestie. He not a puppy no more. He big. It's just he's out of control. So I can't have him here with me doing these videos because he's gonna be all over the place and he's big. I got a bully and he's big and he's gonna affect the customers that I got coming here. Cause I don't get paid off of YouTube. I just got so frustrated with people talking about my lifestyle and what's supposed to happen and what's not supposed to happen. So I said, let me make some videos and see if I can get through to the youth that's looking at this thing. Because that's what I aim to do. I don't care about them old stupid dudes. Them old stupid dudes are so scared of these young boys that they ain't telling them young boys whether they wrong when they wrong. And yeah. Let me hit that L. Yo, go get that drink. That's all they want, broke. They broke. They washed up. Not all of them, a lot of them. A lot of them in them young boy ears in the neighborhood, they are washed up. They way back when in 1910, and a lot of them when they was in jail, when they was in prison, because a lot of them did that time, they wasn't nothing in prison. Their chest was not poked out. Their voice was not loud. My chest stayed poked out. My voice stayed loud. I did me. There's only one thing in life you're going to do when you start going into that street life. You're going to live, make money, or die and go to jail. You don't want to die. You want to go to jail. You want to get the less time as possible because you want to come home again and try it again. If you die, it's over. In this life, I don't know what happens after that. So now let's get to the story. So now, why do I bring up this Snitch Nation thing? Because I'm tired of hearing all this stuff. And these people talking all this stuff on YouTube about this snitch and stuff. Let's go. We're going to start with this person right here. We're going to go here first. I'm on YouTube and I see. I just put up the video with about the case with Troy Ave and Taxstone. So now I come and I see WACK100, right? Now they try to hit my video before, right? So I want to get a little bit of what he said, and I want to elaborate on it a little bit. So I want to elaborate on this a little bit. They say Brooklyn got a handle Troy Ave. This man is way in LA, right? This man is way in LA, right? One thing about Brooklyn, right, is Brooklyn is one of the 5 boroughs of New York, right? But when you get in Brooklyn, right, you got Crown Heights, Park Slope, Flatbush Avenue, East New York, Brownsville, Bedford Stuyvesant. Now, when you got like Crown Heights got one project, Ebbets Field. Crown Heights is all about blocks because it's a lot of tenement buildings there. You know what I mean? A lot of tenement buildings. So Crown Avenue is about Crown. Crown Heights is all about blocks. So when you get in Crown Heights, it's people that run blocks. Franklin Avenue, Nostrand Avenue, St. John's Place, Lincoln Place, Nobody's really on Eastern Parkway, Union Place. You know what I mean? Carroll Place. You know what I mean? Then you got Ebersfield. Then you're going down, you got Prospect. You got Bergen. You got Pacific. Then you got Fulton Street. Then you're going down Stuyvesant, Reed. You keep going down Lafayette. So in these blocks, you have groups in these blocks. And you got Brownsville. You got a lot of projects. So you got Marcus Garvey. You got Brownsville. You got Edenwald. You got different projects. And these projects is controlled by different groups. Then you get the East New York. Number one projects, East New York, pink houses. Then you got Rockaway up the hill, down the hill. So Brooklyn is a big borough and it's set off with different things. So like I'm from Crown Heights. So Crown Heights, we don't get too involved with what's going on in Brownsville. We only involved with Brownsville when we go to Brownsville. People from Brownsville come to our neighborhood. And like when you are a known criminal, you go everywhere. So you go to different parts and you hang with different criminals, you know. So I used to be in Crown Heights, Flatbush, Brownsville. That's where I used to be. Bedford-Stuyvesant. And you hang out with people who got a name. You don't go out there and hang out with the little guys, because the little guys, you know what I'm saying, they're going to trip on you and they do this and that. And you're going to have unnecessary problems. But when you go to the leader of the pack and you hang out there and you get to know everybody. And that's the way every borough is. You know, that's the way every borough is. Like you have Finesse 2 Times just did his video and he's in New York, you know. But he's in Manhattan. He's around Broadway and 42nd Street. You're not seeing nothing there. That's only you want to see is tourists there. Tourists there. You want to see hoods and you don't want to go into the hood. Every borough has their own shopping area too. So that's how people in New York know where you're from, according to how you dress. Understand New York. So if you're from Manhattan, you're going to 125th, you're doing all your shopping. The clothing is different. If you're from Brooklyn, we got different. We got Pickens Avenue, we got downtown Brooklyn, we got Metropolitan, we got Bay Ridge. All these places got different shopping, but you go like Metropolitan Avenue, Bay Ridge. That's where if you go and get a job, you go get suits and all this other stuff. The Red Pickens Avenue, downtown Brooklyn, you're going to get the hood clothes. You know what I mean? And when I dress Brooklyn and I go there, Manhattan or the Bronx, they're gonna know from the way I dress that I'm from Brooklyn. Queens got Jamaica Avenue, the Coliseum. You know, you want to come up here and do videos. These are the places you go. Don't go in Manhattan on Broadway. You can go to the shopping area and move around, you know, because they're going, you know, if anybody going to come get you, they're going to call, yo, they shoot the video down there, etc. Whoever close by, whoever hood close by, they pulling up in the area. They're not pulling up in Manhattan like that, bro. You know, he riding around, you know, I was watching that. I was admiring it because all of y'all want to come to New York. But y'all don't come to New York hood. Y'all don't see nothing when y'all come to New York. Y'all see where the tourists go. Y'all don't go in the neighborhoods. You want to go in the Bronx, you go to Boston Road, you go to Fordham Road, that's where the shopping is. You want to go in Queens, you go to Coliseum, Jamaica Avenue. You want to go into Harlem, you go to 125th, Apollo Theater and all of that, where that's at. You want to go in Brooklyn, you go to Pickens Avenue, that's going to be in Brownsville. When you go downtown Brooklyn, that's close by Crown Heights. And then do that. You don't go to Staten Island, Far Rockaway, you know, like Far Rockaway, you know what I mean? So when you come to New York, don't think that New York is represented by y'all going to Manhattan where the tourists go. 8th Avenue, 42nd Street, 50th Street, 5th Avenue, all that. No, that's tourist area. That's tourist. That's where we go to take our girls, to take pictures, and eat out, and relax. That's where we go to relax. So now you got this guy talking about Brooklyn got to handle Troy Ave. Let's listen to some of this stuff right here. Let's listen to some of it.
Niggas from that block, they cool. He got a song called Wolf Ticket. He got a Wolf Ticket. That's why the niggas be like, "Whack, we gon' hey, listen, boy, I'm decorated with this shit. You got to bring it to get it. I'm not tripping. Just when you come playing, understand, nigga, it's on. Don't go to talking about shit. You can't go that far. We ain't live. When it's lit, it's lit. That's it. Half these niggas ain't never been to jail, scared to go to jail, scared they bitch gonna get fucked.
I want to stop right there. Half of those niggas that be on that clubhouse, you can hear from the way they talk and the things they say. They ain't been locked up before. They ain't been in no jail. And see, I was in a federal penitentiary, and when I was in the federal penitentiary, I got a little idea of how their county jail is, because in New York jail, you're one in a cell or you're in dormitories. Down there, you're 2 and 3 in a cell. You're 2 and 3 in a cell. So if anybody who doubt that I've been to the feds, here go my trip. Don't say, don't. First of all, here go my federal ID. Here go my federal ID. You see what that say? This is my federal ID. First of all, this is my federal ID. And I went from Stewart Airport. I went from Brooklyn Metropolitan Center to Stewart Airport. From Stewart Airport, I went to Oklahoma. From Oklahoma, I went to Atlanta. From Atlanta, I went to Estelle Federal Correctional Facility in South Carolina. And you see those jails down south, they fuck each other. They do all types of sexual abuse with one another in them jails because it's 2 in the cell and you're in there with some of these horny ass dudes. And this is what they do. They said they break you down. I was in the cell, and I was in my cell by myself in Atlanta for a good period because the Fed's not putting the Spanish and the black together, a white and a black together. Whites got to go with whites, Spanish got to go with Spanish, blacks got to go with blacks. It's segregated all inside that jail. The Feds do that. So they put me in a cell with a Spanish guy. So the Spanish people come, boom, 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 boom. They make a way. He go in. They take him out of my cell. They put him with the Spanish people because we both just got there and they had to get us in the cell. So I'm in the cell by myself. And then this brother come in my cell by myself. I'm on my bunk. And this brother going crazy. He from LA. No, he's a GD. He from Chicago. And he going crazy because he caught other time in jail for messing with some CO lady and all this other extra stuff. And he caught more time in jail. So I forgot where he was going. And he had the GD tattoo on him. He coming in this jail going crazy. So I think, oh my God, man. Holy shit. But he looked my size, my height and all that. You know what I mean? So I said I could hold my own. I could hold my own until, police come and all that and break this shit up. He going crazy, so I'm sitting there, he going crazy, man. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at him, so I get up, and I just stand up, and I'm looking at him, and he going crazy and all of this. So I said, yo, brother, hold on, man. I got tired of this shit gonna pop, this gonna pop. Brother, what is going on, and how we gonna solve this situation? Please, man, because I was laying down and you coming in here and now you going crazy. I don't know what's up with you, bro. I just want to, be done with this situation, man, so I could lay back down, bro. So he said, nah, man, there ain't nothing to do with you. They got me going over here. I got a new charge. I'm going up here. I got 5 years. They got me going to, I forgot where he wanted to go. I think he was going to California. So I think he was going to California. And he like, yo, boy, it was a bunch of GDs where he was going. He don't want to gangbang no more. He want to drop his flag. So he's saying when he go to his jail, he's not going to tell them he's been banging. He banged. So I said, bro, how you not gonna tell them when you banging and you got a whole tattoo on your arm? But you gonna wear long sleeve shirts and all that all the time? It's gonna get hot as hell, bro. You're gonna have to take that shit off. You're gonna take a shower. Somebody gonna see that, bro, and then you're gonna be in real big trouble, bro. You in for the long haul. So if anybody think that I'm fronting right here, and you been to the feds, you could call me on it. Like I said, I went from Brooklyn Metropolitan Center to Stewart Airport. From Stewart Airport on Con Air, I went to Oklahoma. From Oklahoma, I went to Atlanta. From Atlanta, I got on the bus and went to Estelle Federal Correctional Penitentiary, and I just showed you my ID. So a lot of these people, they have not been in jail. They are just on here talking. And WACK want to get on here and say, oh man, these people, a lot of them people that's backing him ain't been nowhere. He ain't do no long bids. He said it. He said he been in jail when he was a youth. As a grown man, he drove trucks and did all types of other stuff. I don't know. Don't get me in line, but I think that's what I heard. Hold up. Let's get back to this though. Because I don't want to kill too much of your time if we running down.
That's serious. Can't read. Niggas be worried about all the wrong shit. Hey, bro, listen. I'm gonna be real, and I'm gonna say this. If New York does not denounce this man, this nigga on his Instagram celebrating telling. If New York and the city of Brooklyn does not denounce this nigga, they got a permanent black eye in the game. Straight up. That's a fact. I ain't saying kill him,
Something like that.
but
That's
they
a
better
fact.
denounce the shit out of that
These
nigga.
niggas is crazy, bro.
That nigga named after a block, nigga, that's supposed to be respected. This nigga is dropping diss songs on the nigga he told on and celebrating. Little nigga boy ass. That block. I'ma keep it gangster, bro. If I tell them under the name of Paru, they gonna denounce me, my nigga, 1,000,000,000%. And I bet not get caught. Yeah. I'm just gonna be real, nigga. I'm gonna be real if this city does not
Now, remember what I said. Remember, I didn't say it. Remember the quote that I put up, right? It said, refusing to fight for what someone thinks is right. It's not an act of cowardice. So this man is thinking that Brooklyn should take care of Troy Ave. That the whole Brooklyn, everybody who's hustling, everybody who's living their best life, getting that money, getting away from the police, staying under the radar, is supposed to come up out of ground, from underground, supposed to come up and chase down Troy Ave, because Troy Ave decided that he's going to go and testify against Taxstone so that he, Troy Ave, didn't get 15 years or more for his part in the shooting that took place in Irving Plaza. Troy Ave has never been to prison before. A lot of these guys has never been to prison before. WACK100 said as an adult, he's never been to prison before. And he's talking all this gangbanging, and he's real, and he's this, and he's that, and people should do this, and people should do that. That's what he think. You can't follow behind a fool. You can't follow behind a fool. Remember the second quote I put up. Soldiers die for leaders and their desire to get richer. WACK trying to be some leader, but his whole desire is for him to get richer. So he put this all out there. First of all, if you're in a gang, say you're in the blood, and the blood, you're in one of the blood sets, because it's multiple sets. So you're in one of the sets. And then somebody snitches on the whole set. All right, let's take 6ix9ine with 9 Trey. Okay. Really and truly, that's a 9 Trey problem. And 9 Trey has to big themselves up, or they get faded if they don't take what they're supposed to do. Now, because it's Bloods, okay, somebody might feel a way like that's stepping on us as a whole. We all could team up and we all could catch this rat. You know, we all could set out poison and baits and live traps and catch this rat. But it's really a non-trade problem. Ain't no Crip need to jump in to take care of no blood rat problem. Ain't no Latin king should step in and take care of no blood rat problem. Now, if the rat wants to move, because you know rats, they travel. If the rat moves and he goes into a king territory and they see him, they're right for taking care of him. And it's not even for that. It's because he might be there infiltrating what's going on with yours because he's a rat. So he might be infiltrating what's going on with us. 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine messed with a whole lot of black people in that Bloods and being part of non-trade. Wasn't a lot of Spanish people in there. A whole lot of black people. But look who took care of him way in L.A. 6ix9ine is from Bushwick. And Bushwick is a place in Brooklyn where a lot of black people really don't go. Around Cooper Street, Knickerbocker, a lot of black people really don't go to Bushwick like that. Bushwick is up, but Bushwick had to fight to get up. Bushwick is not Bedford-Stuyvesant, N.A. Rock, Franklin Avenue, Flatbush, Brownsville, East New York. Bushwick is Bushwick. And Bushwick had to put in a little extra heavy duty in order to get their name on the map in Brooklyn. Because a lot of people just don't go there. There's a lot of Latin people in Bushwick. It's a lot of Latin people in Bushwick. If not so many in the other places. It's segregated in the city. So now let's look at this guy who's talking about what Brooklyn should do. On power rule. He gangbanging. When it's up, it's up. Look at this right here. Let's look at this. See, I ain't got time to play. I'm content analysis. We're going to analyze that content, and we're going to bring up supporting dispositions. You're now in the court of content analysis running your mouth. You and your idiots, because the WACK100, it seemed like Wack always saying he paid somebody this and he gave money this and he did this and this to help people out. So at the end of the day, those people dare not go against him because their livelihood depends on them staying on the same page as Wack. You go against that page, you kicked off his little show. But let me show you this. Talking about what happens with rats. How is you going to tell somebody what to do with rats and look at you? WACK100 strong message to 6ix9ine attackers. What strong message did you send to 6ix9ine attackers? If 6ix9ine is he's 100% rat guy. He didn't take none of his time. He decided he's not going to jail, period. And because he was the weakest link, he was able to cut the best deal. And he went up there. My homie got caught up in that, and he really wasn't even living off it like that. He got a little kickback, and he got 7 years because of 6ix9ine. And he really didn't do nothing. I don't name call, you know what I mean? But it's my friend, you know what I mean? And he got caught up in that. And he's from Crown Heights, and he got caught up in that. The shotty them from East New York, Brownsville area, you know what I mean? But, you know, they all over the place. Non-trade, you know what I mean? But, you know, he got caught up, man. He was doing real good, and he got caught up. And he got 7 years through 6ix9ine telling on him. And he wasn't even eating off of it like that. He got something. So then you got this guy who talking about what's supposed to happen with snitches, right? With rats, right? Bona fide rats. Sending a message to attack a strong message. That's not even all. Let's show you. I'm gonna show you something else. WACK100 says Tekashi 6ix9ine is connected and flies to Mexico to meet with the people on Clubhouse. 6ix9ine is a whole part of his crew. Hold up, I want to show you one more. I want to show you one more. WACK100 could get next to Big U. He calling him a rat. He could get next to him. He know people would know him. Why you ain't did nothing? Why you ain't pop on him yet? Why you ain't do nothing yet, Big Killer? I don't want no problem with you. I'm just calling you on your bullshit. Excuse my language again. YouTube don't like cursing. But I don't get paid for this. But I just don't want to see me shut down so early. But I got to do this. I got to do this. This is crazy. WACK100. Me and Tekashi suing LA Fitness. WACK is suing LA Fitness with Tekashi 6ix9ine. Nigga, if you don't shut your rat loving self up, bro, stop trying to tell Brooklyn what they need to do with one Troy Ave. And Troy Ave went and testified against Tax Stone. That was a one-on-one situation that happened and resulted in Banger, rest in peace, condolences to his family, getting killed and some innocent people getting shot. But here you have 6ix9ine who took down a whole group. That's your partner in crime. You and him fitting to sue LA Fitness. You ain't get beat up in LA Fitness. You wasn't in LA Fitness. You are not no lawyer. You taking up the fight for him. Why don't you go find those guys who beat your rat friend up and go beat them up or something? But let's talk about this gangster one more time and then we're going to move on. We're going to hit this gangster one more time because he said he's about that life. And he said when it's up, it's up. Let me show you something, y'all. Stop following a fake. The worst is crime. The worst is crime. I showed you it. It's to fake it. Don't let that man fake it on y'all. And the wackinets is right behind him. Them wackinets, boy. Them wackinets ain't not no joke. Let's go to this. J Diggs. Watch this. You worried about Brooklyn doing something. I would like, yeah, man, Wack got a point right there. If you live up to your gangsterhood, if you really live the lifestyle, if you really do what gangsters do, especially on power rule, on gang life. Because gang life say all call outs are mandatory. That's what they say. I don't know what your group say. Like, what your group say, man, don't pay that no mind, right? You getting money. Yo, Wack, don't pay that no mind. You got too much to lose. Don't pay that no mind. Here's a man who said, let's get it, Wack gangster. Listen to what he say. Look, I got to do it like this because they already flagged me and I don't want to be like, I don't want my thing to get hit early. They don't pay me no mind right now because I'm not so big. But I'm going to keep going till I get big. I'm going to keep giving y'all the gangster truth, not this fake stuff. Now listen.
That was great. This is my third time going on live this week. That's more times than I've been on live in all of 2022. But this ain't what I do. But one thing I did learn about this internet over the last few years is that when people hear shit on here, especially fuck shit, they tend to run with it.
Run with it. You're listening to WACK and running with it.
You'll get ran with. So what I'm gonna do real quick, this is my last time addressing this nigga right here on some of this fuck shit, unless he comes with some more fuck shit, right? So I know a lot of y'all haven't paid attention to this WACK 100 nigga, right? So, first of all, like I said, I disrespected. Y'all listen to the tapes, I never disrespected this man, right? So, he said I disrespected him, start calling my mama all kind of bitches. And he said he wanted a fade. I didn't say I wanted a fade. I was talking about some paperwork. When he said he wanted the fade, I got two choices to make: take the fade or don't. Take the fade. Okay? No problem. Let's get it now. Now, when you take a fade, my nigga, you're supposed to get on the phone or have somebody get on the phone and set it up like 2 men. You feel me? This ain't no, street shit you do all the jump out, wherever it all. When you set something up for a fade, my nigga, you set it up like me. You set the fade, I set the fade, we set it up. We be shit. You ain't gotta do all no weird shit. And that which brings me to the texting. They say I texted him about being in LA, pulling a look. I don't know who texted you. Definitely wasn't me. I ain't text you. Everybody know I ain't left Hawaii. When I leave Hawaii, I definitely say everywhere I'm gonna be. Plus, I noticed that when you showed the text, the shit was the other color, the color of somebody from an Android. I got 2 iPhones, my nigga. Now I'm giving you permission. Go ahead, click it. Do this online too. I want you to do this online so everybody can see it. Click that number and show that number. Show everybody the number, whose it is, and call the number too. You feel me? Do all that shit so you can make sure you know that's not my number or associated with me. You know, if a fan or something decided they want to ride for Digg, what they do. I got a lot of fans on your head. And, I'm not encouraging that, but that's just who I am. I got real fans and real people in the streets that fuck with me. And with that being said, bro, I'm going to address these last little rumors, right? So, once you find out that you couldn't find no fuck shit on me, you immediately ran to the internet and tried to fuck off my character. You tried to slander my name. First thing you said was I was married to a man.
We don't want to hear all that.
When that didn't work, and you'll never be able to find no paperwork like that. My nigga, that's the point. You gotta stand on that shit you said. You said you got the paperwork. You said you got all this shit, my nigga. I think it was something else this nigga said, man. I got let's do this shit like men. Now let's get it up. Now if you don't want to see me, which I doubt you do, then just say that, my nigga. But you asked for the fade. I'm just acknowledging the fade.
Well, there you go. You listening to somebody who's he's on this gangster street stuff and what Brooklyn should do with Troy Ave and what they should do with a rat. So one, he's in company with a rat every day. He's using this rat to make money and everything. And God bless the people he's around. And that rat, he gonna put the feds on you. So y'all hang out with WACK and 6ix9ine and y'all kiki, ha ha. Oh, 6ix9ine is nice. He give y'all a little 20, 30,000. 6ix9ine, look out for me. And then he gonna take you down when the feds come and say we want that WACK100 and them WACK100 dummies. We want the stupid WACK100 and the WACK100 dummies. And 6ix9ine gonna hand them to you. And 6ix9ine gonna sit on the stand with them and point at y'all. Do you see the WACK100 dummies in here? Yep, that's him. That's him. That's one. She's one. Is there any other girls? Nah, she's the dumb act. She's the dumb WACK100, the female one. And who's the king stupid one? That one right there, WACK100. And now you got a guy he said he's gonna fly right there. He's 1 hour away. He calling you out for the fade. Not calling you out for the fade. You said you wanted to fade with him. So how y'all listening to somebody like that? How y'all listening to somebody that can't even live up to his own words when it comes to that gangster life? How is y'all listening to somebody who's talking about what somebody should do to Troy Ave? And he got 6ix9ine around him. Him and 6ix9ine getting ready to sue LA Fitness. He never even been in the place. Now let me show you one more thing and then we're moving away from this. We don't want to hear nothing. We don't want these people. Troy Ave is a doof. Joe Button. Joe Button probably never been in prison a day in his life, man. Joe Button's has always been one of those people like in the rap industry or something like that, radio stations and all this other nice stuff, doing his little podcast. He ain't, Joe Buttons ain't been in no prison before. I researched it out. I ain't seen nothing with Joe Buttons been in no jail before. So here he is talking about Troy Ave. If you got a problem with Troy Ave, don't put it to somebody else if you a rat hunter. You know, when we was in jail, they started that, the rat hunters. Rat hunters started in prison. So when you start hearing about the rat hunters, I was in the yard talking. So I said, what the fuck is rat hunters? So these was a bunch of people got together. They're going to get the rats because some rats getting them drugs in jail and all that, and they letting them live because they're paying. And they said later for that, all rats got to go. If you found out you rat, no, anyway, you got to go. Some of them rats, you know how the cat run up on the rat and the rat tear that cat up? That's what happened to some of them. And they slowly diminished. So come on, man. Like, nobody's really going to take themselves down. It doesn't affect them that somebody rats. They're not going to let them in their circle. They're not going to let them be around them. But they're not going out and hunt for this guy to take care of this guy because he ratted on that guy. They didn't eat off of neither person. What would it benefit them to go and do anything about it? Now let me show something about rats, and then we're going to conclude this right here. Rats come in all sizes, all flavors, man. And rats do things because they do things. Snitches snitch because they have their own reasons to snitch. If they ain't in your circle, they can't affect you. Then why? See, Bob, we got Cool to Be here. Cool to Be just came home from jail, right? Cool to Be just came home from jail, right? Cool to Be pled guilty after saying 6ix9ine snitched on him. In Cool to Be paperwork, it says, defendant. I was present and helped arrange for another individual to shoot a gun at a rival that Tekashi wanted to scare. The court. Shoot a gun? The defendant. At a rival that Tekashi wanted to scare. The court. At a rival that Tekashi wanted to scare? Correct? Defendant. Yes. I arranged for the individual to be driven to Times Square and carry out the plan in front of the W Hotel. When the target came out of the hotel, the individual fired a shot in the direction of the area where the target was standing. The shot was fired because Tekashi wanted the individual scared rather than hit. Say that again, start again, because he missed a couple of words. But this is what he said in court. This is what he said in court. Mind you, when you plead guilty, if you plead guilty with a group, they're going to say, on such and such a day, along with such and such, you did in fact do such and such. Is that correct? Boom. Then they want you to tell a story. So could you tell us what happened on that day? And they don't want you to leave such and such out. So what is he? Is he telling? Is he acceptable? What's going on? I mean, let's go somewhere else now. Let me show you something else now. What was that about? Cool to Be pleads guilty for shooting at Chief Keef. 6ix9ine is expected to take the stand at the trial. This is all going on. with all those things. Remember, Kuda B used to dance in his videos, and then he started making records and all of that. Then the whole thing hit the fan. Feds came and snatched him up. Okay, let's go here. Mm. Let's go here now. Taxstone. Taxstone refused to snitch in federal plea agreement. With Dow Taxstone Campbell copping out to federal charges 2 years ago, he is still waiting for official sentences for a crime. He is facing up to 20 years in jail. Now, he pled guilty to the guns that Troy Ave got caught for. True, his DNA was on the magazine. And his DNA being on the magazine, the bullet they took out of Troy Ave leg matched the bullet shot from that gun, you know, because if you ain't looking at forensic file and all that, you don't understand about guns. When the bullet fires and it goes through the little hole to come out, it puts a mark on the bullet. Not only that, the shell, when the hammer hits it, it puts a mark on the bullet. It's like fingerprints. Every gun puts its own mark. So that's how they put it. They shoot the gun. You be seeing them on TV. Pow! Shoot it in the water tank thing. Get it out. Put it under the microscope. Look at it, and you see the marks. And that's how they say this gun killed that person. This gun wasn't the gun used in the crime. When you fire those guns and they get those shells, or they get the bullet out of somebody's head, leg, arm, chest, eagle arm, chase a head, you know what I mean? So when Taxstone pled guilty to the guns, they wanted to know where he got the guns from, how did he get the gun, did somebody bring it to New York to him? He refused to tell that. He decided he's not doing that. And when you plead guilty, you can say, I'm pleading guilty to what I did. I'm not implicating nobody else. I'm not saying that. That's what the court's saying. I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm not going to say that what the court tell me to say. You want me to say this? It's like Gunner. Gunner said YSL is a gang. He didn't have to say that. He didn't have to say that. He could have told them, no, YSL is a music label. That's what I know it to be. I don't know nothing about it being a gang. So I'm not going to say that in court. And they're going to act like they take the plea. They're going to give you the plea anyway, bro. They gave him the plea anyway. He didn't tell who bought that gun, even though it seems like they found out. They didn't say who bought that gun, the guy's name who bought that gun. Taxstone ain't say none of that. Let's go on to something else now. Casanova now. WACK100 want to say, WACK100, Casanova, wiretap Taxstone case. I didn't see that. Nowhere did I see that. If it exists, it exists. I haven't seen it. However, Taxstone was on a phone talking, and I gotta get ready to end this. I don't want to keep you out too long. But Taxstone was on a wiretap. A wiretap. I caught my federal case because I was caught on a wiretap with my homies. But because when I was caught on the wiretap, they couldn't lock me up with them because I don't talk like I'm not talking about crimes. I'm not talking about drugs. I'm not talking about shootings. I'm not talking about guns. We talking about girlfriends, family, mothers, fathers. We talking about going to school and getting jobs on phones. Other than that, as soon as you start talking about, I'm hanging that phone up. As soon as you start saying, I'm hanging that phone up. So they didn't catch me and write me for that. What they did was they put a fed on me for like 90 days. This lady hound me. And finally, I was drunk. I decided to sell her some drugs, and boom, they got me. But they got on me from the wiretap from the group that I was friendly with. That's how I got my Fed case. And it's more to that story because they came and got me twice. They came and got me in jail. They put an informant in jail and came and got me again. And that's how I ended up in Estelle Federal Correctional Facility after finishing the 4 years, which they said I'd get, turning me over to the state. Because they turned me over to the state. The DEA turned me over to the state, and then they sent somebody in the jail. And this guy, I didn't even say much. I got the paperwork. And the dude I was down with in jail, moving stuff, he talking so much to the informant, and they wrapped both of us up. They said, what you gonna do this time? I said, same thing I did last time, plead guilty. What you think I'm gonna do? I ain't telling on nothing. I ain't giving y'all no information on nobody or nothing that I know. So whatever y'all know, y'all better function off of that. And they sent me to federal penitentiary. It's the way life goes. So Casanova got caught on wiretaps. Could you call him a snitch for that? No, he just dumb. Don't know what to say over phones. That's just like people say, don't, man, just put it in a text. Don't talk on the phone. Them texts is worse than the phone. That's written evidence. They go get the whole text from the phone company. So I don't understand how you could say tax don't need snitch. Wiretaps, you just talk too much. Can they compel you to go to court because they hear what you say? They could try to. That's on you now. Now you become the rep. Let's go to, let's see if we go to one more. Yeah, let's go to this one. We're going to go back to tax zone and then we're going to get over this. We're going to go here to this guy. This guy. This is another one. Bobby Smurder. He pled guilty. He pled guilty. When you plead guilty, you're only telling on yourself. You don't have to tell on nobody else. You're saying, yes, I did that. You don't have to say, no, such and such did that with me. You don't have to say that. Your Honor, I don't want to be involved in nothing what he did. I'm telling you what I did. This is the part I did. You can say that when you plead guilty. You're pleading guilty for what you did. You're taking responsibility. That's what they said in the feds. Take responsibility, you get a downward departure. You get a downward departure. That shit don't even be much. That just be like 1 point, 2 point. That shit does not make a difference in your time. Swear to God. The only way you make a difference in your time in the feds when you out and out tell like sometimes. But look, Bobby Smurder pled guilty. And they wanted him to do some extra stuff, and he said he wasn't, and he got extra time. Gunner didn't have to say what he said. Gunner didn't have to say the things he said when he snitched. But Gunner is different because Gunner has a stipulation that if called upon, he have to go and testify. Now, everybody talking about he could plead the fifth. He can't. It's in his condition. They let him say that because you can feel how you want to feel. But when we need you to testify, you take the plea. You're not living up to your plea agreement. Plea agreement has a stipulation. If called upon, you will testify. You cannot take the fifth there because that's a condition of your plea. Now let's go back to Casanova and then we out of here. I just want to show you something about Casanova now. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. I want to show y'all one more big time snitching thing. This is snitching, bro. Extension. The people just got found guilty and they're getting life in jail. That's what they're getting. 4 people did it. They so dumb, they on video. They got a whole video. These dudes are so dumb, they don't even know. whole video. But you see video evidence in court, it really is not the best evidence that they can use against you, because it really doesn't show who you are. It just shows some individual with hoodies. It doesn't see who these people really are. Somebody had to snitch and say who they are. You can't see who they are. You can't see faces, eyes. All you can see is size. That could be anyone. Look about Homeboy. Homeboy said, the hell with that. He out. He just abandoned his man. I ain't got no gun. Even if he had a gun, he wasn't willing to shoot it. He was out. But we want to just show you this. And then one more thing, and we out here because we killing a lot of time here. And I hope you people stay with me to learn these facts. Well, where we at? Where we at? Where we at? So now here go the guys. They got found guilty. It's 4 of them. Notice that's only 3 of them there, right? They all got found guilty. They found their life. You see Homeboy with the glasses. He don't care. He was blowing kisses at the camera, smiling. You know, this guy here with the white suit, he's looking at the camera like, you know, he got the poker face. You know, don't know what's going on. That boy right there with that checker shirt on, boy, that boy there sad. That boy is sad. He don't even want to look at the camera. He just looking into space like, God damn, it's over for me. My life is over. But now it's 4 of them, right? Look. Look, let's go back. Look. This the 4th guy. This the 4th guy. He said he's not getting no life. I'm not going to life. And he became the best witness they had, because video evidence is really not good. A lot of times you go to trial with just video evidence, you can beat that. You can put reasonable doubt in the jury's mind. You really can. So when they say they got video of you, if they don't got a clear look at your face, you got a chance of getting out of that situation. They need somebody like him. Down with y'all. Somebody like him. Down with y'all. Don't want to get that life. So I get 10 years. I'm telling on y'all. That's what he said. And he had one responsibility and one responsibility only, not to get himself life like they get. And God knows he did it. So now let's end with this. Let's end with this. Let's end with this. So-called friends have run off. 2 weeks ago, Casanova surrendered itself to federal authorities after it was announced that he'd been hit with charges related to alleged gang activity. We're going to let that go. I've never seen... So they wrote it all. She wrote this. They just put her writing in. Her writing skills is a little terrible. This supposed to be this girl writing this. I've never seen so many fake friends in my life, she wrote. When everything's good, it's a million people calling. Soon as things go left, she put another word there, the phone stops ringing. Where everybody at? That was screaming 2X, laughing all loud. You can go out there and do all you want to do for your street guys, for your group, for your inner circle, your outer circle, listening to WACK100 and the WACK100 bouncing back when, oh yeah, the WACK100, you know, they said what he said is right, man. You know what I mean? Word up, man. Like the WACK100, you know, they back that. They back that. So I gotta do what I gotta do. You're gonna be in jail by yourself, with yourself, looking at that wall, crying, saying, I wish I would have did something different. It don't take no group to go to jail, bro. You can go to jail and mess your whole life up by your own self, bro. You know, so now we're going to end this video, and I thank everybody for looking with this quote from The Art of War. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. I'm not even going to try to explain that. I want you, the viewer, to see to yourself. You want to tell me what it means in the comments? You could do that. Tell me what your thoughts of it in the comments. You could do that. It is what it is. Content analysis 2750. My puppy dog is my profile picture. Please subscribe to my channel. If you want to comment, please leave a comment. If you got some content you want me to analyze and research and go through and tell you the facts of the matter regarding it, send that to me. Somebody did already. And not only was it information for me, but it was good information I could share to the public. You could like this video if you want. You could dislike it if you want. But don't fall victim to the non-thinkers thinking they could think. Don't have somebody have you chasing someone, something that they're not chasing themselves. For you to not act on what somebody think you should do or be doing, you're not a coward for that. You're not a punk for that. You don't have to beat yourself up for that, get stressed over that. Because a lot of time those people, they're doing it for their own gains. And a lot of times what they're suggesting that you do, they're not going to do themselves. Y'all have a nice night.